What is a cause? David Hume had this idea that every concept in our mind ultimately boils down from experience of some sort, or combinations of experience. If we have the concept of causation, how does it boil down from experience? Hume noted that if we were to look at anything that has a causal power, a causal potential, we can't just observe cause in the thing. If we look at fire, we all know it burns. It burns us if we touch it. But we can't do this just by looking at it. If it was your first time ever seeing fire, you would have no idea that it can burn you or someone. But how do we form the idea that it has this cause? Well, easy, by touching it or seeing other people touch it. And so David Hume concluded that by constantly seeing one event follow another in space and time, we come to form the idea of cause. So Hume's analysis of causation is, first, all concepts ultimately derived from experience, and we form the concepts of causation when we see two events correlated in time. Causation is an expectation we form upon seeing an event followed by another. One problem with this concept is that causation seems to be more than correlation in space and time. Imagine that your dad always wakes up and has a cup of coffee right before the sun starts rising. You would never conclude that his having a cup of coffee is the cause of the sun rising. So two other accounts of causation is, first, the difference-making account, which basically says that when one event makes a difference to a second event, then the first event is a cause of the first. And so if you hit the billiard ball and that makes a difference to the position of another billiard ball, then that one was a cause of the other. Or similarly, a second account is the physical process account. So this is the idea that causation occurs when there's a physical process connecting one event to the other, and that physical process might be understood as energy transfer. So the ball transfers its energy to the other ball. An interesting idea is the idea of a causal background. Causes achieve their effects via other conditions. So when I strike the match, that causes fire. There's going to be other conditions in the area, like the presence of oxygen. If there were no oxygen, then the striking of a match would not cause fire. And so this is a simple example, but the point is that all sorts of examples of causation will have background conditions. What's the cause of, say, a university being a good one? Well, maybe at the very basic level, it's there being good professors that are either good at teaching or good at research. But that will require a whole bunch of other administrative, financial, marketing, infrastructure. All right, and so the complexity of the causal structure of the world has made causal-based nets good for thinking about causation. I wanted to have just one-sided arrows from social media to missed connections and from social media to friend connections, but I accidentally included double arrows. So imagine they're just pointing downwards. And the idea is that social media might cause you to have some connections with friends, but it could also cause you to miss connections. You're in class and the person next to you has the shirt of your favorite band that you would have otherwise became great friends just by that conversation. You don't notice because right when you come to class, you're just checking your phone or something like that.